Because well, that's interesting that you say that, because I don't think that's true. I think that like she had already been compared to Marilyn before she wore the Marilyn dress.
I had never done that.
No.
I think in some, like I'm saying, like I think in some ways people might have been like, oh, like in like what we're talking about, like for within a specific context, you can make a comparison between Kim Kardashian and Marilyn Monroe. You know what I mean? Like, sure, you can do that.
Sure,
but that's not the same thing as being like Kim Kardashian is the next Marilyn Monroe. Oh, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think
so. I think that conversation was already like, it wasn't necessarily in the air. I just think it was like essentially like, you know, like it might have been like a passing.
Like some people might have thought that.
Might have been like a passing thought.
You might have engaged with that conversation at like a bar, and you might have been like, oh, I feel like this, or I think that, but I don't think that was ever like.
And I think that would have been perfectly fine until she wore the dress. Because I think it would have been perfectly fine for everybody.
It's so weird. I would have never had that conversation until she wore the dress.
No. I know, like specifically people who don't necessarily follow her or like are in that stuff.
And it's fucking
a lot of like, I think Kanye himself, way before this, had actually been like, she is the next. She is the Marilyn Monroe.
Oh, did he say that?
He specifically said that. But that's what I'm saying. Like, he would say some shit like that.
So he had already like, because there's people who really fucking fuck with Kanye. So there was already people who were like, oh yeah, she's the next whatever. So her making that power move of, I'm gonna wear Marilyn's dress, was that power move of everything. And I think if Kim K just stood for a little bit more than just vapid materialism, I think it would have been great. I think it would have been like, cool. We're like, I want to see her.
I don't like that I sit here and now I have to sound like I'm defending the Kardashians, but I don't think that's how I feel too. I don't think that Kim Kardashian stands for like vapid materialism. Like, I don't think that's true at all.
I don't think I've ever associated her to feminism. I've never associated her to
be
going
honest,
against
I feel
patriarchy.
like a lot of the times when like every time that people kind of have that stand against Kim Kardashian, I'm like, it like, why not? That's what I want to know. Not
because you have people like Rihanna that Rihanna specifically is like, don't fucking compare me to no man. Don't fucking tell me, do I need a man? I don't need a man. Like,
because
Rihanna has a better comparison to Marilyn than
in terms of social, in terms of like social impact on what they were talking about socially.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Rihanna aligns more with what Marilyn was saying at the time. Because I know you don't know this, but Marilyn was specifically saying,
I know this is not your point, but you have convinced me that Rihanna is the next Marilyn Monroe.
because
Rihanna is the first Rihanna.
Well, yes, but like she's
impact,
you know what I mean?
Was very important on the feminist movement of America, and it's been very, very important. It's been noted. It's been
not only
about.
her. It's so crazy. It's like history. It's not only her. Also Jackie Kennedy.
Yes,
the wife of the guy that she was fucking. Like, you know what I mean? Okay. Like, it was so.
Here's why I have issue with that.
Props to fucking JFK. Yo, I support feminists.
Clearly, I clearly support
Jackie
feminists.
Kennedy was an icon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Icon.
And
you know what I mean?
If both were icons for the same thing, used very different methods to tell you that.
Jackie Kennedy was used to show high class, and Marilyn was used to show, again, the objectification
of women in general.
But they both kind of, in a way, I guess over time stood for the same kind of thing.
Yeah.
But
Which is why
I want to talk about Rihanna.
I really wish that, I really wish Kim, because I like a lot of the stuff that Kim K has done, just in general, because I think she's really interesting to see as like somebody from the outside, just as like an analytical way. Is like very interesting to see her just development and what she's done and the shit that she's been successful for. I just wish that like she hadn't brought up the conversation of Marilyn and left Marilyn to be what she's always been, and then not had to open up the conversation of like, am I really gonna have to be comparing Kim K to Marilyn in a conversation now just because she wore a goddamn dress? Like, I don't like that, because we've seen Rihanna in a dress that was very similar to what she wore.
Are my tits making you uncomfortable? They're covering Swarovski crystals, girl. Huh? That is iconic. What the fuck
You don't remember when she wore the dress that was just crystals?
Oh, Jesus Christ. I was about to have a heart attack.
Which is exactly the way we saw Rihanna when that was happening was the way that people were looking at Marilyn whenever that happened to her, because all you saw was sparkly girl.
Titties.
You saw everything. Because you could see Marilyn's everything. Like, we obviously couldn't see in their little dusty ass little cameras that they got going on YouTube and shit. But like, they could have been like, the Kennedys were looking.
I still think Rihanna's the winner of this year's Met Gala, and she didn't even go.
I think
she was a statue. They literally made a statue.
Was fucking fire.
I never saw the statue. What the fuck?
It's amazing.
She posted
pull it
about
up. Pull it up. Pull it up. Pull up the statue. It's this fucking bronze.
I think
like.
I still like. I definitely have issue with like. I don't know that. I really don't get the problem. Not about the dress, but I think in terms of like Kim Kardashian and like
it's your disassociation to Marilyn.
Oh, that's amazing.
That's fucking wild. Look at that.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's everything. Wow,
and
that's
in
incredible.
her pregnancy, like,
that's amazing.
Prime?
It was in this. Yes.
Oh,
I'm taking
wow.
We love it.
That's amazing.
Yeah, look at that shit. Look at that fucking. That's iconic.
Yeah,
like that's iconic.
Yeah, like fuck, man. Rihanna wins the Met Gala.
Rihanna always wins, bro. Rihanna always wins. Literally always wins.
That shit, man. ASAP Rocky don't know what the fuck is going on right now. Fuck.
I don't know. Something about the comparison of Kim K and Marilyn just does not sit right with me. I get it. I'm not even like a big fashion historian type of thing and whatever, and I'm not really all that into like pop culture. But Kimmy K and Marilyn just are not, they're not the vibe together. Let my baby girl be her vibe on her own, and Kimmy K can be her vibe on her own too, just not together. But for the most part, I think that it's just not a good idea to be wearing some dead person's outfit. I say that while I thrift, but these people are not that important. I think it's okay.
So upon hearing the conversation that we had, originally when we were talking about the dress, I really thought, is Kim Kardashian trying to say that she's the next Marilyn Monroe? And in the conversation, I'm saying over and over again that I can't see anybody with the cultural currency of a Kim Kardashian to be able to make that kind of power move, but I am wrong. I have, in the conversation, the moment we talked about Rihanna and then I placed it together, I knew Rihanna is the closest thing to a Marilyn Monroe that we can possibly ever get to. Completely different in their own right, but in terms of like iconography, in terms of pushing things forward, in terms of being big feminist and like an advocate for change, Rihanna. So I stand. I know that Kim Kardashian was probably trying to say that she is at that god tier of like icon, but I think she missed the mark. I think Rihanna's statue spoke silently while she was flaunting a dress that she might or might not have had to, she might have or might not have needed to wear. So.